In this video, I want to talk about remote working, work in general, hybrid, and on-site jobs. So basically, it's just me, and also I'll be asking you some questions as well as to how you see work. And with the current state, the advent of COVID in 2020, work has changed. People have developed different models to actually increase productivity and actually be able to do work. I was going to talk about how all of this has affected startup and what kind of form of work should startups model or use, basically. So I have a couple of questions here I'll be asking you. But remember, I'll be searching to do for my product marketing video. So obviously, I brought him back again to make a video about work. So just make sure you watch to the end of the video. I believe you are going to learn a lot of things, and I believe that you are going to enjoy this particular video. So yeah, it's actually do. Welcome back to my channel once again. It's a pleasure having you. So basically, I would like ask you about work and the concept of work. How will you define what working today, especially with so many different work models like remote, hybrid, and online? So what do you think about work, basically?
Okay, generally, I think the COVID era was kind of a turning point for both the way we see work and so many other interactions, human events. So basically, I think you started with the word which model will be good for startup. So okay, basically we have three forms of work mode. We have the on-site, we have the hybrid, and we have full remote. So for startup, personally, I believe for a startup that we want to achieve result as quickly as possible in order to keep on, I believe on-site will be the best form of work for startup. When I mean on-site, I'm just trying to say, okay, on-site may not necessarily be for 4 years or so. On-site might be for an estimated period of time where, okay, we want to achieve particular set targets, and it's very important for startup at the earliest stage that they understand what is in the mind of the founder, how they can build structure in the company. But I believe for startup, I just pass my personal opinion, on-site is actually very important to build structure.
All right, so I think I have a question on that. But basically, for me, I think work basically is freedom. Personally, that's what me. Anything I want to do for work, I want to enjoy doing it. So I want to make sure that I find pleasure in it. That's what I define work personally, yeah, and that's how I see it. And that's why, really, personally, I think remote work works for me. And I'm the kind of person who also sometimes I want to feel like going out, like that's why there are phases in my life where I'll be like, okay, I think I want to take up on a hybrid job, and then I'll go to some hybrid job, and then I'll go back to my shop. And basically, my productivity is peaked where I have freedom, where I believe that I can be able to just sit down, wake up at 3 a.m. in the night, and just do my work. So I enjoy doing something like that. And that sometimes when 8 a.m. in the morning I'm sleeping. I don't know if I would say that's a terrible work ethic, but I don't think I have a terrible work ethic. I think I have an awesome work ethic. I just sometimes I enjoy doing things at my will. And even though that is not good to some extent, but I think that's when I'm productive the most. There's sometimes where I can do from 12 to 6 a.m. in the morning as stretch. And there's some days where I just want to sleep. So personally, I think work for me should be freedom. Work for me should be something I enjoy doing. I think that's my 2 cents on it, basically. So I have another question here that I want to ask you. Do you think work has changed fundamentally, or are we just trying to adapt the old ideas to the new ideas? What I mean old ideas is the fact that, before 2020, the only form of work that everybody can actually attest to is you have to leave your house, wake up in the morning, and go to an actual office. So, but now we have different models, 3 models now. So do you think that companies as a whole should adapt to this new form of work, or we should just the old form of you have to come to work Monday to Friday?
Okay, so I believe, although before the COVID, there are some very few companies that was operating on remote and hybrid, basically remote hybrid, and very few companies. I think Netflix was operating on hybrid kind of work. Yeah, Netflix is how I was very correct. Alright, so yeah, basically everything has changed. The beautiful thing about it is that even in the strong, or let's say even in the streets in Nigeria, work culture, the street boss, like you have to come to work every day. I started adopting the hybrid kind of thing. I was surprised when I was working with Bucktros Microfinance Bank. The MD there, Mr. Femi Alunge, he's someone very street, the old guy that just really had to come to work. You have to be there at work. And it was that period he started adopting hybrid once every Friday. everybody at home or work every Friday. I think he started seeing like I think this is working. Because Mr. Alonga is one of those old guys that just believe everybody has to come to work. So I think we are forced into the hybrid kind of system during the COVID period. Then I think on Friday everybody at home and their work. And so then he started seeing the effectiveness, especially when it comes to cost. Because that Friday they don't go down fuel. That Friday they will save for some logistic. So and still yet the tax was done. So we're like, yeah, that is cool. So basically, that scenario represents almost all the work environment in Nigeria. Where we have the street old guys, especially in banking system. Where you have the street old guys that believe they have to come to work every Monday to Friday. But then there was like, okay, this point we are still achieving our tax and still yet it is cost effective. So hybrid system started becoming something quite good, especially when it comes to cutting of cost. I remember at Carrivel, the present company I worked with, before I joined them, they usually operate on Onsite, fully on site. But they have a space, a Lekki co-working space where they pay big players. So I don't know the pricing model for that. So it got to a point, the cost was high, especially with the staff coming from wherever they are down to Lekki. I think I had to discuss with the president and got it for okay, this is actually most very important. You save your transport, the company save the cost of paying for the co-working space there. So basically it's a win-win situation to the staff and then to the founder.
All right, so as someone who works like remotely now, so I think I have a question about remote working. So spoke extensively about hybrid kind of model and giving like a very perfect example. So take on remote working and the challenges that comes with it. So what do you think is the biggest advantage and also the challenge about it? I think that's like one of the major questions.
Yeah, as I was about to say this question, I just remember a particular event. I was working with a not really full-time work, more like a contract with a in-hailing service at Badon. So I remember the founder will just be telling us, okay, this is the structure for remote. You have the dedicated space in your house, or you are going to a co-working space where you know that, okay, this is more like me going to work, but this is work in my own house. And he said that discipline is very, very important so that you can tell your brain that, okay, I am actually working. Why some might not necessarily be your way, but basically what I've come to understand about remote working is that the company need to have structure. If you're a company founder, you want to implement remote setting, you need to have structure. It's very important. Structure of communication, structure of getting work done, structure of trying to follow up people that are not doing well or probably are not doing. Because if you don't have this structure, there might be some very important tasks that you might probably not have oversight of, it might probably affect the company at the long run. So why there are some staff that are not really fit for remote working. I remember when I was the head of marketing at the particular project, I will not call the name of the company because of some reasons. So I have some team of people under me, and that moment you want to have a meeting, the meeting is fixed for a particular time, and everybody agrees. When we start the meeting, like only 2 people show up in the meeting, and other will be saying like, okay, my fuel, I don't have data, like you should not say that. So I think there was back and forth. The boss had to call it on the back, then major reason back to the office. So for remote working, it's very important to have structure, communication structure, how you achieve tasks, how you create tasks, how you monitor tasks being done. It's very important because, and also the reason why it's important is I might probably be working on a task, and there are two ways you approach tasks. There are some tasks you just do out of let me just do the task, and there's some tasks that you do that I know I have to be very effective when it comes to solving this particular task. For remote working, you might probably stick yourself in the front line. Let me just do this task, and it will definitely affect the whole team, the increase of the whole team, what you want to achieve. So that's why it's important to have structure, people to know that for this task, is it done with all sense of responsibility, whereby you're not doing the task, so if you are doing it, putting up all your payday. So for the new task, the discipline is high. Let me just say discipline. As someone that is high achiever, the discipline because you need to put in all your A game while no one is watching you.
Okay, I think we spoke extensively on both remote, on-site, and hybrid model. So I think the next thing I want to ask is, so I think the ideal model for startup, obviously we spoke about it at the beginning of this video, and you already gave the reason why you want startup to actually do on-site basically. So I think that already answers the question. So what factors should companies consider when deciding on a work model? So in the three models, what particular factors should you consider the most when trying to decide on what kind of work model style should we adopt, especially if you are new or if you're an existing company already?
Okay, if you're an existing company, the way how you approach this, okay, let me just start. If you're a new company, just on-site. On-site is very important, because the reason being that you need these people to believe your dream. Because if you start believe your dream, it will be very easy to sell your dream to the customer through probably website and interaction with the customer and so on and so forth. So they need to believe the dream, know about the dream. Like, it is also possible to instill this stuff in your staff around remote role. It's possible, but for startup, you definitely, for a startup, your budget is limited. You cannot hire a CM in your company. Of course, you can't do that, because you'll be paying way out of your budgets, and it is not advisable. So for a startup, if you want to employ a digital marketing person, you know the kind of digital marketing person you definitely need to employ. So those set of people, you need them to be on ground. You need to explain to them what you're looking to achieve and so on and so forth. So for early startup, early stage company, as a founder, it is very important to instill your principle and what you're looking to achieve, and on-site is actually best. So, but for an existing company that have achieved probably product market fits, for a new staff, if it is possible, the recruitment process usually be same city, hybrid. Now, probably eventually achieve. So
You need to have proven yourself
as good as you. That's the word. Some persons might probably see it as something too strict, but it's actually not too strict. So I remember for a particular company I was supposed to work with, I was reading their model, their structure. They were like, okay, our company is a fully remote company. But for a new staff, it's very important we engage them through hybrid days, because it's very important for them to see their colleagues. It's very important for them to see what the company is doing and similar things. So those little touch point is important for a company that is looking to achieve much. Now, there are some companies that are just probably there, for a company that are looking to achieve much, for a company that are looking to be a unicorn, let me just say that would be a unicorn. You need those skills, and it's very important.
So what about like if you're going to hire somebody who is already an achiever already? So do you think, I mean, in terms of your closing statement, let's say you're hiring somebody who already has proven results. So and if you are a remote person and somebody's telling you have to do a structured want to, so what do you think there will be a contra opinion to that if you're going to hire somebody who already has proven results? Do you not just try to onboard them, engage them, and then maybe pass them through a particular process instead of being strict on them? Or do you think the structure is needed regardless of who you're hiring?
Okay, actually, so if the structure is needed, being that now we are not talking about excellency when it comes to your tax, or excellence when it comes to who you are. For example, as a deaf person, you're not talking about that. We're trying to tell you that, okay, you are excellent, you are very good at what you want to do. But there's a process of translating that into our own work structure, into what we want to do. You might be very good at coding. Yes, you are good at coding. But we have our dream customers. We have what we want to achieve. So we want to translate that, your expertise, into what we are doing. For us to do that, yes, you are good, we need this to have conversation with you. We need this for you to be onboarded into our system. But you need to now learn our own way. So learning our way is very important, because for you to be very good, for you to be very, very good, like generally, I don't know how it works for, let me just use for marketing. So for marketing, I have track record working with a company. Definitely, I know some of those marketing, the ASO, App Store optimization, the rest of the SEO. Then I want to work with, let's say I want to work with Sterling Bank. And Sterling Bank is pushing out a particular product there's a culture with Sterling Bank different from First Bank. So I need to know that structure. It's very important. I need to know the structure. I need to know the dream of Sterling Bank, what they are looking to achieve, and who their ideal customer look like, and what is the whole concept of if the whole world aligns in Sterling dream, how will the world look like? So I need to know this thing in order to translate what I'm very good at into Sterling. But that is when I make impacts.
Thank you for that insight. So I want to ask you about work ethic. So I think there's somebody I worked with earlier this year, and he was very keen on having excellent work ethic, regardless of if it's a remote job. Obviously, like I said earlier, I'm a believer of remote. I believe I can deliver no matter where I am. Maybe basically because I like to travel and I want that freedom. Like I said, my own definition of work is I need freedom, so I can get the job done regardless of where city or I am. And I don't want work to limit me to a particular location. I want to go to wake up the next day and say I want to be a XYZ location and still be able to get the job done. So I believe that has been the driving force to picking rules and selecting jobs. But why I mentioned this is because the boss I had, I think I made was that you have to be strong believer in the believer of work ethic. You have to do this, you have to do that. And what do you think about work ethic, and why do you think somebody who works remotely or any form of work model that you work can do to improve on their work ethic, and how employers can do to help them to strive as well?
Okay, I think I had that issue, and thank God for my MD. There's a difference between working as a specialist, I have a client, I'm working, and then there's a difference between you working in a company. So if I have a client that I'm offering service to, I just offer that service and then let go. But if I'm working in a company, it's not just who offering that service. I need to offer that service and then check how that service affects every other chain around the company. So then for me, I had struggle. I'm not like, just let us just do this and then let it be. Then I think my boss had to just call me into a meeting, and then he created a template for me, a kind of marketing plan template. So what the template does is it tracked for the month, it tracked all your activity, the significant one and the one that is not significant. It tracked all the activity, and you be the one to impute it. And the way it works is you share it among all your tools, so that everybody will see what you are doing. No, it's not more like you are taking this. Everybody will see what you're doing and how it affects your marketing team and then the whole company generally. So the way it helps is, if for example now, okay, I'm working tomorrow, and I will not be asking what is my task tomorrow. All I have to do is for me to now create my plan and activity, my schedule for tomorrow. I just have to check my marketing plan. Now, let's say for example, I'm working in 3 different companies. Let's say company A, I want to schedule myself for tomorrow. All I have to do is just to check my marketing plan for company A. So let's say my marketing plan involves 5 tasks tomorrow. And then there's a way I will structure everything, schedule everything, how one task I can create. And probably there'll be maybe I'll be having a meeting on a particular task. I will structure everything and then create my to-do list for tomorrow for that company. So having structured plan activity what I want to do, it helps, it simplifies remote working. And it kind of makes people see what you are doing. Because if they definitely, but okay, this guy is working, to make them see what you are doing. Everybody that comes to the company, okay, this is what we are doing, this is what we are doing tomorrow, this is what we are looking to achieve. So they are both seeing your tasks, and they are both seeing what you are doing, and they are both seeing the fact that you are achieving your results.
So alright, I mean, you shared a lot in terms of the models, and so this is the final question I want to ask you. So finally, if you could design like your own ideal work setup, what will it look like and why?
Okay, with fully remote with optional flexibility for on-site.
Why?
Okay, because personally to me, there are some days I just want to go to the office. I want to see my colleagues. I want to just hang out and let's talk. Why many other days are no open from us basically.
Oh, okay. So that's very nice. All right. So I think this is actually the end of the video actually, because we've talking a lot about remote working, the work, what work ethic means, and I think we shared our 2 cents on what to think about all of this mode of work. And personally, I think you guys already know what I think. What I mean by that is the fact that I'm a lover of remote job and I want flexibility, I want freedom. And Mr. Chinedu, on the other hand, is a mixture of remote and hybrid. So, for those who don't know Mr. Chinedu, I already made a video with him on product marketing. And you guys can go and check out that video. I'm going to put the link in the description. You can also follow him on LinkedIn and on Twitter as well. I'm going to also put the links in the description. So make sure you follow. If you want to learn about marketing, product marketing, lifestyle content, basically, very lifestyle content to share tips on personal development. I'm going to see you on the next one. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on the next video.